Writing copy is one of the most powerful skills you can ever learn. I should know I've been doing it for 20 years, and I've had millions of dollars run through my funnels. But as of this moment, you cannot have AI write your copy for you. At least not if you want good results. But don't worry, I've got your back. Because today I'm going to show you how to work with the AI to turn AI slop into gold. So let's dive in. I'm going to head over to my documents, and it looks like things are getting kind of cluttered. I'm going to start organizing this. So I'll just create a folder here, and I'll just move these over. Cool, let's take a look. Good, now all my homepage documents are right here. In the last video, we created all of these source documents. These describe in detail exactly how I designed my AI systems. And here's some marketing research. And here are all the actual features of Aidolons. All right, I used those. I fed those into an agent and I had it write the homepage. Or rather, I had it add to an existing homepage. So we've done some work previously on these first few paragraphs. But when we worked on this before, I had this paragraph and I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I wrote this line kind of as a placeholder, but I left this note on it that I needed to substantiate it. I think that what I actually want is to move this entire section lower into the homepage copy. Like after we have all of the details of what it does. So for now, let's stick it right here. There we go. And let's continue on. All right, so I left myself this comment last time that I wanted to rewrite this section. This is one of the sections that was added from our recent past where our agent took all of those source documents and added some sections. The section reads, how it works in practice. You create an agent, give it instructions, connect the tools it needs, and point it at the context that matters. Then you write workflows in normal language, like you would for a human assistant. 1. Read these docs first. 2. Check for messages or requests. 3. Draft a response using our tone and standards. 4. Submit it for approval before sending. That is the core idea of Aidolons. Writing instructions becomes building systems. Yeah, you know, this is what I would classify as AI slop. Here's the thing, when I'm writing copy, I'm thinking about the stream of consciousness, the flow of attention from line to line. This line right here, I'm going to completely lose the reader. Right, we're talking about creating an agent and instructions and connecting tools. Then all of a sudden we're talking about workflows. Also, this line is incoherent. First of all, normal language is a weird thing to say. Also the premise, then you write workflows in normal language like you would for a human assistant. Yeah, because that's what I do all day long is write workflows in normal language for a human assistant. So what do we do with this? All right, so we've got this section up here, what Aidolons actually is, and it kind of breaks down the different sections of Aidolons. I think this part is fine, but I think that this section and maybe the ones after it need to be different. What I think happened here is the AI was just overloaded with too much context, and it wanted to try to get a little of every part of the context out. So I think the simplest thing to do is just delete this entire section. Great, so let's go ahead and create a section here and a header. Let's use heading 2. And I'm just gonna make sections for each of these. So like workflows in plain language. As powerful as they are simple. For right now, this will just be a placeholder. I'm going to do this again for each of these sections that we created up here. By the way, hitting # turns into a header. All right, so we'll put build custom agents in seconds. Create a new section. We'll say docs are like a knowledge base that holds everything your agents need to know. And then finally, we'll do one more, connected tools. More specifically, we'll say connect with thousands of common apps and every AI model you'll ever need. Okay, so I'm going to let the AI fill this in. But before I do that, I just see this headline right here. Why this produces better results than generic AI. I think we can say this better. AI systems create reliable results. Awesome. You know, looking at this up here, I feel like we can change this headline. In fact, I think that this is actually a better headline than the headline that was there. It's a bit long, but I think I like it better still. And I think I want to bold non-technical. I want people to see that. All right, so this chat over here, I'm going to tell it, read every document in Eidolons/docs/homepage. Excellent. So all of those documents that I moved just now, it just loaded those into its context. So now I'm going to say, update the homepage doc, fill in the 4 placeholder sections. All right, and we'll send this off. Awesome, let's see how it did. And check it out, here's this cliche pattern here. Most automation platforms, da-da-da-da. So if you watch the last video that I did on copy, you remember the quick fix for a lot of these is just to delete the first clause. And this now actually reads a lot better. Aidolons lets you think like an operator. You write the workflow the way you would explain it to a capable teammate. You know, that's not really true. It's a little bit different. You write it like you're writing to AI. The way that you talk to AI needs to be different from the way that you talk to humans. But what I might say instead is something more like powerful automated workflows are as simple as writing step-by-step instructions in plain language. Yeah, that feels a little bit better. But you know what? Looking at this line again, Eidolons lets you think like an operator. What does that even mean? You know, I think in general the rule is, if you don't know what it means, chances are you can just get rid of it. Now I think I do want to leave these bullet points here, but not the way that they are. Okay, it's kind of in story mode here. I think I'm just going to tell it what it does. Note to editor, delete the last line. Link to company documents for clear, precise context every time. And I'm actually going to add another one on top of this. Note to editor, remove the previous line. Alright, so then let's remove this one and say, this is steps of the process in plain language. We've a little bit overused this expression here. You know, what if we made this in your own words? Now let's change this a little bit. Connect to any app and any AI model. And then for this, we'll say specify responses and output templates. And here, let's just start this with the agent will ask for approval before anything goes live. All right, then we have this line. This means your business logic stays visible. Easy to read, easy to change, easy to improve. I think that we can fix this whole thing. Let me work on this. Trim this down here. This line is fine, I think. Let's keep it. This line is stupid. I'm going to rewrite it. This simplicity means faster growth and more reliable pipelines. Cool. What's next? You know, like I said in the last video, you won't always have to put this much attention into every single line that the agent writes. When I'm writing copy, especially for my homepage, I want to carefully curate every single word that goes onto it, because how well this is written is going to directly affect how many sales we get. I'm going to delete this whole section here and say, control every aspect of your agents without being a developer. Make this a little bit more clear. Here's what you can control. It's system instructions and personality, which apps and AI tools it can connect to. Docs for required reading. There we go. This is technically true, but that's not what I want to say. I'm going to say which LLM model to use, and I think I want to rearrange these. So we'll put this one up here, and I think we should put this one underneath it. And I'm going to remove this whole section here and say, build once, then expect reliable, consistent interactions every time. Okay, moving on. All right, this first line that it wrote here, AI is only as useful as the context it can access. This is a strong premise. It didn't word it well, but the idea is good. I'm actually just going to change these last few words. AI is only as useful as the context you put into it. Alright guys, this is so important. If your AI is hallucinating, it's because your AI has the wrong context. If you give your AI, your agents, everything that they need, all of the information that they need to know, they will not hallucinate. Yes, I know that sounds simplistic, but it's true. This problem that's been plaguing the industry for years now, and the solution is as simple as you just have to give it the right context. Okay, this line here, literally all of this is fluff. Docs give your agents brand, voice, and position. Love it. SOPs and internal processes. No, that's actually what workflows are for. Product details and FAQs. Yes. And below that, I'm going to add support and troubleshooting. I don't know why it didn't capitalize these. That's kind of weird. There we go. Examples of good outputs. Yeah, I don't think that really needs to go right here though. This is how you move beyond generic AI output. Okay, all right, I like it. All right, now we have another antithesis structure here. Your agents are not da-da-da-da, they're da-da-da-da. But honestly, I kind of like the premise, so I'm just going to change the wording. Don't let your agents guess what good looks like. Give them the right source material before they act. Let's clean that up. Give them the right source material so they can get it right the first time. Let's just change this a little bit. Editor, remove the last line. And this last line, I actually kind of like it. All right, let's move on. Here's another antithesis. Eidolons is not just da-da-da-da, it is da-da-da-da. And again, most of the time with these, you can just completely delete the first clause. Eidolons is a place where ideas turn into actions. Like, do you see how much better that is? It's an interesting thing I've noticed with these models. A lot of the time they actually write good text. They just like to bury it in crap. Connect the tools your business already uses so agents can do real work across your systems. Actually, yeah, pretty good. Now this one right here, I think we can put a bullet list here and we'll delete that line. We'll just start adding a bunch of example. What else? Let me go look. Connections, Slack, Outlook. Okay. There we go. Now ideally this will be a link, but let's come back to that. And let's actually add some of our specific AI models too. And we'll add a label there, and then down here we'll say Here are just a few built-in AI models. I'm writing the newest so that I don't have to come and edit the page every single time they release a model. Okay, 11 labs, audio models, image models, video models, everything you can think of, some stuff you'd never imagine. One platform for reasoning, content generation, approvals, and execution. Pretty good. Yeah. Nice, so we're through that now. Now we have this section, AI systems create reliable results. Should be specific here. AI systems built with Eidolons create reliable results. Most AI tools fail in business for predictable reasons. They forget context, they produce generic output, they can't actually take action, they hallucinate, they require too much technical setup. These are right on. Good job. Eidolons is designed around those exact problems. Get rid of this comment here so I can think. Okay, Eidolons is designed around those exact problems. This is awkwardly worded. It sounds like I created Eidolons to have these problems, when really I designed it to solve these exact problems. Docs and reference materials give agents your voice, standards, and business context. Hey guys, tell me, because I don't know how to do this YouTube thing. Is this useful content? I basically just turned on Camtasia so that you can watch me write copy. My thinking here is that a lot of people have questions about how to get good results from AI. And literally, this is how you do it. I mean, it depends on the result you're trying to get, right? Like here, I'm trying to get really effective sales copy. Like I said, you don't have to be this meticulous on everything. But for sales copy, you gotta write it yourself, or at least you have to edit it. But tell me in the comments, is this content working for you? Be honest, because this thing that we're doing here, this plain language agentic engineering, this thing is extremely powerful, and I want it to get out to as many people as possible. All right, let's get this session finished up here. Workspaces keep projects organized so context does not bleed together. Yeah, okay. Interesting thing to list as a feature, but whatever. Proposal inbox. I think I can delete most of this. That's humans approve, say review, and approve what matters. Connected tools and triggers. Let's change this a little bit. Connected tools and triggers empower agents and workflows to get real work done. The result is AI that is more consistent, more usable, and safer to trust in real operations. Well, I am now more than halfway done with this thing. I'll tell you what, man, copywriting is a lot of work. All right, and this was what it's like doing it with AI. You can imagine before the days of AI when we just had to write all of this to a blank page. But that's it for today. Hope this was helpful. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.